What happens when a plane vanishes into the night without a trace, only to reappear years later in the most unexpected place? This is the haunting mystery of the World War II bomber known as Lady Be Good, a story of war, error, endurance, and one of the most chilling discoveries in aviation history. It was April 4, 1943. A B-24D Liberator heavy bomber nicknamed Lady Be Good took off from Solich Airfield in Libya on her very first combat mission, the target Naples, Italy. She was one of many aircraft sent out that evening, but what makes her story different is that she never returned, vanishing into the desert night without a single distress call. At first, the military assumed she had crashed into the Mediterranean Sea. After all, navigation during night missions was notoriously difficult, and the crew had little combat experience. For years, there was no trace, no wreckage, no bodies, no answers. But then, in 1958, more than 15 years later, an oil exploration team flying over the vast Libyan desert spotted something bizarre. In the middle of the empty Sahara, hundreds of miles from any known route, they saw the unmistakable shape of a World War II bomber, remarkably well preserved, resting in the sand. It was Lady Be Good. The bomber had landed almost perfectly, no signs of a crash landing. One engine had been feathered, flaps were down, and the propellers showed little damage. It was as if the aircraft had simply run out of fuel and gently touched down. Inside, food rations were untouched, water cans still full. Even a thermos of coffee remained, undisturbed after a decade and a half. But of the crew, there was no sign. This was only the beginning. In the years that followed, search parties combed the desert and slowly began to piece together the fate of the 9-man crew. Evidence found miles from the aircraft revealed the unimaginable. The crew had parachuted out, believing they were over the sea when in reality they were still deep over land. When they touched down, disoriented and surrounded by darkness, they had no idea the plane had flown on and landed relatively intact. Believing they were close to the coast, they began walking north. But they were in the Sahara. The remains of 5 crewmen were found in 1960, over 80 miles from the aircraft. They had trekked in scorching heat, without shade, food, or proper equipment. Notes, diaries, and personal items recovered told a heartbreaking tale of survival, hope, and eventual despair. One diary described walking for days, desperate, clinging to life, still hoping for rescue. In total, 8 of the 9 crew members had parachuted safely. 1 died during the jump. The rest made the agonizing journey on foot, with one man surviving the longest, traveling over 100 miles before succumbing to the elements. The mystery of Lady Be Good is more than just a tale of a missing bomber. It is a story of human endurance, of fatal misjudgment, and of how the unforgiving desert keeps its secrets well. But it also stands as a time capsule, frozen in the sands of war, discovered by accident, and revealing its grim secrets only slowly, piece by piece. Why did a fully functional bomber fly past its base out into the desert and disappear for over a decade? How could such an experienced military lose track of a crew for so long? And what must have gone through the minds of those young airmen stranded in one of the harshest environments on Earth as they struggled to survive? The desert never told them. And the Lady Be Good still lies there, or what's left of her. An eerie monument to a mission gone wrong, and to the men who paid the ultimate price for a navigational error in the fog of war. This was the story of Lady Be Good, a ghost from World War II who vanished into the sands of time, only to return with a voice whispered by the wind.